You guessed it, it's close to bath time with a lush bath bomb. But I'm here to talk about books and Jackie Collins. Before I just start talking about Jackie Collins as a writer, God, rest in peace. We all miss you. I put on a cheetah print dress and 5 orange wigs. Went out and drag that night to honor her. Any which way. One day Chris was looking. I showed Chris a photo of Jackie Collins from 1979, and he was like, Roxy Andrews' makeup has gotten really, really good, but he should stop doing the Caliente thing he invented with the white in the brow, because that's too much. But that wig is awesome. And where did he get those lashes? And the nose looks like not overtly contoured. And I'm like, Chris, this is a picture of Jackie Collins from 1979. And he's like, oh, well, Boy George of the 21st century, I should have known that. So, like, people with whatever, my intelligence, and then people with Britney Spears' intelligence enjoy Jackie Collins a lot. So, actually, Britney Spears is 110. Let me find someone else. I don't know, someone who's like 95. Any which way. We have read all the novels. Like, even the kids that are like, you know, that I was helping out when I was doing the social work thing, and they're like 15, and they've read like everything from 1968 on. They won't watch a TV show past 2013 or listen to anything released prior to 2014, but they've read all the Jackie Collins books. And let me tell you, you know, the new ones, the past, I don't know, 5,900 have been about the same, but they're still fun reads. And her favorite character is this character named Lucky St. Angelo that she's been writing about since the 70s. And at this point, in the last Lucky St. Angelo book, this is how she describes Lucky St. Angelo. Well, she's 79 years old, but everyone thinks she's 36 because she's so hot and her boobs are hot. She's got this mane of hair with like streaks in there, and 25-year-old men that look like Channing Tatum chase after her, but they can't keep up with her. Oh, she's a woman of the era. I think Jackie Collins was living through Lucky St. Angelo. So, this is why Jackie Collins is like awesome. Like her first book, like The World is Full of Married Men or something from 1968. The editor just decided not to edit it. So you open, this is 1968, you open up the book and it starts with like, hey, I'm writing this book. Fuck shit. It might like totally fucking offend you. Because there's like cunnilingus and like oral sex and descriptions of how cum tastes like. Oh shit. And then there's no like periods or anything. There's like no, and then there's a period finally. So that was supposed to be a paragraph. And then she's like, Mandy is a middle-class wife and her snatch is not happy. So not cool. So not jiving with it. Groovy not. So her writing got better as the editors got better. You know, like that, those were her books up until like 1978. And then the editor was like, we're tired of the 30-page books. We're going to get a 600-pager out of you. If we have to like torture you, I'll write the fucking thing. Just, we'll do it. And they did it. And then she was able to do the Lucky St. Angelo, the St. Angelo series. The only thing I don't understand is her son was born in 1981, but in the 2013 book, he's 21 years old. So, I don't know, she needs to like cross-reference. And I get this is the type of writer she is. I guess this is why the first 500 books were like 20 pages. She's right to the last book, she insists that she wrote with a pen, that she like hand wrote it. And apparently if you've read a Jackie Collins book, this makes sense. She has no world, no plot line. It's all true. She just changes the names. And she doesn't know how the book is going to go. She's just going to sit. This is like what idiots think that writers do, but they don't. She actually sits down and goes, I'm going to start to write a book. Let's see what happens. We'll make it up as we go. Like, I don't know. So, oh, Lord. I I think I heard that Jonah Hill wants to make a life story of Jackie Collins. So, be a good comeback film. I don't know. He didn't win the Oscar, did he? Any which way. I'm like Jonah Hill, like, on this diet. Like, I tried. Let me show you what I'm drinking right now. And the bastards lied. They totally, where is it? They totally lied. And there's my vaporizer. I need that so badly. It's a nicotine vaporizer, people. Shut up. God. This is the thing that I don't understand about my instructions for the vaporizer were very simple. They were like, you click it sometimes to turn it on, you click it sometimes to turn it off, and there's some clicking pattern to change the LED colors. And then a very prolific statement of, this is not to go up any orifice because you won't save it. So I changed it to a red color and I want my green back. I need this. I can't smoke inside. This place in my apartment, I can. Okay, so the bastards at Coca-Cola, we'll talk about books in a second, and Jackie Collins in the movie. So they're like, oh, we just put out our stevia Coke. It's all natural. So I'm just like, had a bad day. And I'm like totally retarded. Okay, I don't mean that word, but no, whatever, I'm doing the best I can. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to try this. So I try it. And this is sweetened from natural sources. I should have looked at the carb index. 25 grams for 500 mils. So there's got to be some sugar in here. It's not just stevia. Yeah, sugar is the second ingredient. Let's see if they've got glucose, fructose shit, which they put. Stevia extract, caffeine. Okay, like less than like normal Coke. So I don't know what this tastes like. It's not like Pepsi, thank God. Actually, it tastes like RC Cola. That's what it tastes like. Sorry, Coke. RC Cola isn't bad. It's better than Pepsi. So Jonah Hill's like, I have to make the life story of Jackie Collins. And he wanted to play Jackie Collins. And they were like, no. And so it took them forever to cast the role, apparently. And they got Jennifer Lawrence. Thank God, because she's the only one that could do it. Okay? Because Meryl Streep is too old, and Susan Sarandon couldn't do it. Sofia Vergara wanted to do it. Like, I don't know. Maybe she could pull a British accent. I mean, there's similarities in looks there, actually. But, no, Jennifer Lawrence, right? You know, just can you picture her with that? Like, because I love her when they put her, she was in this movie that came out, like, I don't know, 3 years ago, where she was Batman's young Bronxy wife, where it took place like in 78, and she had like this like like not ombre, but like brown hair, but streaked with blonde all the way up, and like heavy makeup, and it was the best she ever looked like. And she played like a total like schizoid, whorish sort of like 70s glam goddess. So she's doing Jackie Collins, and apparently Ariana Grande is playing Joan Collins, and I can actually see that. Zooey Deschanel is playing a chair to rescue her career. I don't know. And God, who's the male lead in the story of Jackie Collins' life? Who's the male lead? I just keep... the one that sort of looks like a woman and someone punched him, and Taylor Swift and Orlando Bloom. I don't know who he's playing. Oh, and Russell Brand's in it too. I think Russell Brand plays her husband or something, and they're going to age him 30 years. So, I don't know, it'll be an interesting movie. Like, I mean, if the woman's first book was like, the word starts with like, fucking shit, I don't know what I'm doing, don't read this, maybe you should. She needs to have her life story, because apparently she tried to be a movie star and that didn't work. And then she was a model for a while, and she was like all over like these like sexy early 60s jazz records with like dyed red hair, like naked and fur. Like there's like 10 to go on the internet, and like you really have to search and you'll find it, and you'll be like, holy shit. And then she went through that like no makeup early 70s period when she was writing and she was famous, and we're making movies of her books, and she had like launches a big forehead. That's why she has Taylor Swift, no bangs, Jackie Collins, bangs. Yeah. Even worse than that woman from Northern Exposure from like years ago. Any which way. I saw like an episode from my friend's DVD, because it was like in this like yellow mousse, like yellow safety container. And I was like, what the fuck's this? So, yeah. And the really cute chick lead role had like a pixie cut and like here. And then one day she went like here, and it was like, where's cancer took away my hairline? Like her forehead was like all the way back to here. So, all right. Other books. There are series I have finished. I finished the J.R. Tolkien Lord of the Rings and read The Hobbit. I finished that. Didn't finish Harry Potter. I didn't. Read the first 50 Shades of Grey and didn't read for like 2 years after that. That was awful. It was awful. The movie's better. So if you thought the movie was horrible, don't read the book, the worst written book in the world. But I was just sort of curious what the heck the other two were about. And the second one, so I read the Wikipedia like summary of it, because I just couldn't bear to read another book by that woman. And it's like totally like, I don't know, Jason Bourne meets Saw meets whatever. She gets like kidnapped, so he has to save her. And then in the third book, she makes them able to have normal sex, and they love each other and get married. Sorry, I ruined it, but it'll make good movies. So 50 Shades of Grey didn't work for me. Did Mockingjay, Hunger Games, Catching Fire, read those, got through those, no problem. Haven't finished the first 3 Dune books yet. I read the first one when I was 15, and then reread it, and reread it again. And then the second one was shorter, and I thought it was great, and reread that 3 times. But the third one, it's like 5 years. You know, every 6 months I read 10 pages, and I'm like, he wrote like 4 more. Now, I've read like the newer ones. I like the Harkonians. Are you surprised? Yeah, I have a big Harkonian fetish. Not for the one, whatever. No, just whatever. Okay. I like Clive Cussler. Like, I can like these things. And Ted Bell, I love Ted Bell. Ted Bell's awesome. He's my favorite. Old school Eric Van Losbader. I've read Nora Roberts. J.R. Ward, of course, Lynn Singy. The Succubus in the City. Lady, I can't remember her name because it's too complicated. Some of Sherilyn Kenyon, because she's like Dean Koontz. She like spits one out every week. Some of it's okay. Some of it's like... Anne Rice. Okay, I did read the vampire series, but I consider the vampire series to be the first one, then the Vampire Lestat, and then Queen of the Damned. The other 40 about Vampire Amand or Vampire Goobaloo, like, I just don't count, okay? I just don't count, right? Interview with the Vampire is the weakest in my opinion. The second weakest is, or second strongest, really, is Vampire Lestat, which is like 9,000 pages. And then Queen of the Damned is the best. And the movie tries to combine a 9,000-page book with a 300-page book. And I still like the movie. But The Queen of the Damned by Anne Rice and The Witching Hour is really good. Don't read any other Taltos book. Just read The Witching Hour and That's like so awesome. So, and then her son's like really like pervy, like gay goth. Like, yeah, it's like in his books, all the straight guys like really want boys, but they're straight, but they really want the gay boys, right? That's Christopher Rice, her son. That's why she left the Catholic Church, by the way. Because yeah, everything's about and a bit of horror and someone being killed in a supernatural force. I did say Poppy Zebright, right? I did say that. No, I read good books. Like, I read all of Dostoevsky in Russian, and I've read Henry Miller. And my second favorite book is Women in Love by D.H. Lawrence. And I even read one of the Proust volumes, which was like 5,000 pages about his life. And all those girls are boys. They're not girls. Like, totally. Like, and my favorite book is House of Spirits. Everyone's like, Love in the Time of Color by her mentor, or 100 Years of Solitude. And I'm like, no, I can't. Like, 100 Years of Solitude to me makes Ulysses by James Joyce into a book written by Snooki, basically. Yeah. So those are the things that I read. This is not buying this again. It's not as captivating or as bizarre as Pepsi Clear, which I had to try, which has Arabic gum in it. So you feel like there's everything. You feel like there's jasmine and rose water and this and that, and you're like, what the fuck is in this? But this, I'm trying to figure this out. There is a Coca-Cola flavor to it. Like, you really don't taste the stevia, but I think the stevia really fucks with it. So what does Japanese Coca-Cola taste like? Because they've been making it with stevia since 1945. I'm sorry, I'm really, like wigged out. I want to have a nice, lush bath, but... One last thing. If you can't tell the difference between Coca-Cola and Pepsi, do not become a wine taster. Okay? And do not get a vineyard. And don't stomp on grapes. And don't eat grapes. And don't even drink kosher, sparkling grape juice. If you can't tell the difference between Pepsi and Coca-Cola, there's some issues there that you need to work with on your taste buds. Maybe they were burnt off. So, just saying. Okay, I'm done.